Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan, he's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And today is a very sad day for me and Tristan because our friend Chloe the Corgi is going across the Rainbow Bridge. And for those who know, Tristan's kind of snarky, but he loves Chloe. And we had several walks together, and I brought him to see her yesterday when I went to work with her to help her get ready to cross the Rainbow Bridge. And he gave her such sweet kisses on the nose. It's just, and he played with her cat for a long time because, you know, he's still 9 and he's still a little kid. But he really understood what was going on. And we tried to encourage her to eat a little bit, but she was ready to be going. So a little later this morning, our beloved Chloe will be making that journey across the Rainbow Bridge. And I have had the honor of being with so many animals when they have crossed the bridge or just before they've crossed the bridge. And they are really, and people too, actually. And, you know, you're just in such a profound place. And it's so hard for us on this side to really fathom what is going on because we are overwhelmed with our grief about their loss. And for those who don't know, I had a near-death experience myself, and I can tell you, it's such a different place that there's no way to compare it to what we have here. And there's been so much stuff on the internet right now about, are there animals in heaven? And of course, anybody that has loved an animal won't even argue that. And I can say that when I was in that space between here and there, I just felt this interconnection of all beings. And Larry Dossey writes about it in his book, but you feel this sense of all these spirits united. You know, you feel what it is like to be a tree or a dog or a blade of grass or a person that you loved. And you're just so connected with them. There are no bodies. There is no like grassy field with, running around because you're just in a spirit realm and everything is comfortable and happy and peaceful. And I know that when my horse died, many people reported hearing the horses galloping up and down the hill and splashing in water, something most horses don't like to do. And there were several horses that died at that farm, and they were all kind of connected in one way or another. One of them was one I went trail riding a lot with. Another one lived next door to my horse, and I worked on that horse quite a lot, and he died just prior to my horse. And there was definitely a connection between the two of them. They were both grumpy and not friendly with other horses, but they seemed to have a nice rapport with each other. So it's so very sad that Chloe is leaving this plane today. As they say in Hawaii, she's changing her address. And it's very, very sad for her person because they do have 2 cats, but his Corgi passed a year and a half ago, and now this Corgi, so he will have no dogs. And I personally have not had that happen where you come home and there's no dogs at all. I cannot imagine it. And I have a friend who's had up to 4 dogs, and when she comes home to only 3, she experiences such a loss. So it really, their presence in the house is something we're all well aware of. And for many, many, many of us, our dogs are still with us in the house for days after they've left their body. We feel them, we feel their nose against our leg, we turn and we think we see them. Sometimes, as with Comet, Tristan was barking when he heard a dog bark at night around 7, which is when Comet died, and he would run over to check his bed each evening for weeks. So in honor of Chloe Corgi crossing the Rainbow Bridge today, I would like to read the poem that the Rainbow Bridge comes from. And it is anonymous. We have no idea who the person is who wrote it, but it's been around for many years. There is a bridge connecting heaven and earth. It is called the Rainbow Bridge because of its many colors. Just this side of the Rainbow Bridge, there is a land of meadows, hills, and valleys with lush green grass. When a beloved pet dies, the pet goes to this place. There is always food and water and warm spring weather. The old and frail animals are made whole again. Those who are maimed are made whole again. They play all day with each other. There is only one thing missing. They are not with their special person who loved them on earth. So each day they run and play until the day comes when suddenly stops playing and looks up. The nose twitches, the ears are up, the eyes are staring, and this one suddenly runs from the group. You have been seen, and when you and your special friend meet, you take him or her in your arms and embrace. Your face is kissed again and again, and you look once more into the eyes of your trusting pet. Then you cross over the rainbow bridge together, never again to be separated. And what this poem does is really speak to what so many of us are feeling concerned about when we lose a pet. It reassures us that they are in a place of comfort and happiness and freedom and mobility. And it also, so many people that have read that poem and shared it really feel a sense of comfort from it, and other people understand it. And when you say a pet's crossing the rainbow bridge these days, everybody knows what that means. So I am very, very grateful to the person who wrote it. So grateful that I included it in my book when my Corgi, Winnie, dies. And so we wish the best to Joe and his girl Chloe when they take her to cross the rainbow bridge later this morning. And you know, it is really sad, but she has been really trapped by her body because she has DM, and now she has kidney failure. And for her to be set free from that body is such a sense of lightness and empowerment and freedom. So whoever wrote it understands the loss of our beloved pets. It's true. And you know, we all have that incredible grief when you lose a pet. I mean, I had to take 2 weeks off from work. I couldn't do anything when I lost Comet. And I have been with many, many animals that have died, but he was just such a part of my life in everything I did. He helped my work so much. I mean, I still feel his presence. And little Tristan, you'll be a whole different kind of dog when you go across the rainbow bridge, but not for a long time, right? You have a little brother to train before then. So I'm sure my heart and everyone else's goes out to this person and his dog today. And I have not had to make a choice with my pets, and it is so very difficult. In this case, it's pretty clear what needs to be done, but it doesn't make it any easier than, you know, when you're really weighing quality of life and things. I mean, this disease will not allow this dog to last very long, but you still have to make a choice, and it is so, so, so very hard. So I'm sure today all of us are sending our thoughts and well wishes to Joe and his beloved Corgi, Chloe. And we'll miss Chloe too, won't we? So I posted some pictures of her on this page. A beautiful picture of Joe, who's a wonderful photographer, took of her sitting in a field with the sunshine. It's my favorite picture of her. And Corgi Nation and Corgis on Wheels on Facebook will be mourning the loss of yet another soul. And in fact, today I'm wearing my Corgi necklace made by my friend Tamsin in California, who lost one of her Corgis across the Rainbow Bridge maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago. It's very, very hard. And you start to know these dogs on Facebook. They're part of your life too. And it's very sad when they have to go. But what's wonderful about Facebook is that everybody who's lost a Corgi is saying, Chloe, please say hello to my dog when you get there. And that is a great connection between the people and the dogs. And it does show support for the person who's losing this dog, because that many people that say hello to my dog have been through what this person's going through today. So thanks for joining us today for this episode of Conversations with a Corgi. We will be back tomorrow at our weekend time of 9:30. Tristan, what do you think? Thanks, Danny. Thinking of her and her humans. We all are. Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great day. It's supposed to be warm this weekend. We'll enjoy that. Bye-bye.